Hello everyone! Welcome back to TRI's Top 100 Crypto Review! Woo-hoo. Actually, that's one of my son's favorite songs. Hey, look at that! We're live! TRI's Top 100 Crypto Review! I guess it works. How do I turn the hell? How do I turn this guy off? Oh, there we go. Hello everyone, welcome back to the show. Been I guess I was moving at the beginning of this month, and I know we had some people sort of coming and going, and I kind of noticed this right across the site. You know, I teach one of the class levels in the school program, and yeah, students are kind of coming and going here right now. And also too, I kind of see it in the market as well. Very splotchy. Welcome back to our fun. It looks like the last time we met in earnest was back near the sort of middle to the end of September. But we got a full crew here tonight, so hopefully we'll have some fun here, talking to you good people about crypto. My name is Brian Beamish, aka The Rational Investor, I suppose. TheRationalInvestor.com, that's our website. This is our fun little show, little crypto show that we kind of put together, I don't know, maybe about 3 or 4 months ago. With at that point, one general site member, one level 1er, and one level 2er. And now, bless their hearts, and of course it makes me so pleased, they all have progressively moved one step further along in their education. So now we have one level 1er, one level 2er, one level 3er. But Derek, I didn't see you in class today. Speaking of which,
I was definitely there. I was commenting. Yeah, I wasn't as verbose as Divine, but I was there.
Divine. I think Divine is finding himself in our show. Anyway, I got a feeling he's going to be our guinea pig this term.
Yeah, he's a good guy.
Yeah, character, real cool guy. Anyway, so okay, good. So Derek, you were in class today. And the only way you would know that Divine reference is if you were in class. So way to go. Yeah. Chris? No, there's no Chris here. Who am I thinking of? Nick! Nick's in level 2 program now. Is that correct, sir?
That is correct.
Awesome. You're working with Kiran right now.
I am.
Hip deep in candy store. And actually, Nick is going through probably... an interesting phase in his education, because it gets really deep and it gets really weird around this guy W.D. Gann when we get into him, and you should be heading into that vortex pretty soon.
Yep. This week Friday's class is on volume profile, and then
yummy
straight up Saturday starting with Gann's videos.
All right. Well, don't discount Mr. Hoagland's favorite trading tool. That volume profile stuff is sick. That's James Dalton. He loves that. So, have you read the intro to Mind Over Markets yet? Sure hope so.
Look at the camera.
Oh, there you go. Good. You don't have to read the whole thing, but just make damn sure you can talk to me about cattle wrestlers.
Baseball catchers.
Yes, very good. All right. And last but not least, bringing up the rear, and really, hopefully we'll make him famous. Derek, if I understand correctly, he's already got an NFT already picked out for you, Mr. Ben Kovchek. We've got Ben representing level 1 now. How you doing this evening, Ben?
Hey, I'm doing great, thanks.
Awesome. And I don't know, maybe I'm just going to quickly show. So if you're camera shy, close your eyes, guys. But actually, this is the hangout that we do the show from. See how it goes like that infinity camera thing? So, and there are the guys, and there I am. You can see I got my International W Lovers Fan Club sign going behind me. Bert's representing. But here are the gentlemen. That's who I get to hang out with through the call. So at least you get to see a name for a face, positive, if you will. And you can get an idea of who's talking. But sorry if that made you feel uncomfortable, gentlemen. But I thought maybe the ladies want to know who this Ben Kovchek guy is. But anyway, you're in the level 1 program now, right? Correct, sir?
Yeah, I am.
So you're
I'm
eating your
my
vegetables. Good. Getting to understand demographics, gold, and it's interesting. Of course, Derek and Nick have already gone through this, but it'll be interesting to see whether your view of the world changes at all. Once we get through sort of the demographic conversations, you understand how societies move and evolve based on demographic forces. So, I'll check back in with you in the coming weeks to see if we've fried your brain, especially when we get into risk management and the efficient frontier and all that kind of fun talk. Derek, did we say hello to you? I think we did, didn't we? Maybe we didn't.
Hello.
Hello, Derek. Derek's like, yeah, he's in level 3, and he's I think he's just as handsome as Divine, but maybe not as outspoken.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, we had some. I think it was a great class today. We had a lot of good questions and stuff like that. So it's
very interactive. I like this group. This group has got some chutzpah. So, how little ones kind of feel a bit under the weather? Are they doing okay now?
Yes, everybody's good now. Last week was a difficult week. Fortunately, the wife is back and everybody's back healthy, so good to go.
All right, way to go, Dad. Always making me proud. I swear, man, I've watched Derek over the past, just 3 or 4 months working with him, and if I had choices of dads. Actually, all 3 of you would make great dads. You know that? Actually thinking about it. But Derek definitely score dad material. So.
Oh, well, thank you, sir.
All right. So, as I said there a moment ago, we kind of were splotchy here a bit. It's funny how I looked at this today and I go, 43,000, I voted bearish. What? But actually, I ran the numbers, and just to justify my cause. There's that 22nd of September, and actually I was right. So actually, the market was down had we done a show into the end of the month. And then I don't know whether you follow my Twitter feed, anybody who's watching on YouTube and stuff, but holy for holies, we had one hell of a buy signal come out of the end of September, early October there, and like I said, I think Nick and I think we did a broadcast last week, but it was very ad hoc, wasn't it? I can't remember.
Yeah, we just went through a bunch of random charts that the viewers wanted.
Okay.
No, nothing scheduled.
All right, so anyway, back in the saddle. Here we are. We've jumped, geez, a good 20-30%. Everybody who's a Bitcoin fan, geez, you must be awfully happy right now. What do you think we do from here? Should we do we dare put our neck in the news here with our little survey? I guess we'll do a new line here. What the hell? So what is it? It's 10:13 now, isn't it?
Yep.
21. I think probably the best way to do this. I'm not sure. I think Nick, you were filling in these numbers before, but were you just taking the clothesline number there?
Yeah, it'd either be the clothesline of yesterday's or the open of today's, but yeah.
All right, so 57,374 and change. 57,374. Yeah.
I usually just round to the hundreds. It'd be like 57.4.
All right.
Just to make it easier.
400 bananas. All right. So I'm helping you here. By all means, I'm not doing this right. Please correct me.
You got it. You're perfect.
So wait, I think I'm going to ladies' choice. I'm going to defer to last. So what do you think, guys? Any grand predictions here? Let's go with I don't know, Nick. Since you helped me off first off there, what do you think? We're heading higher, lower, sideways?
So I think I always try to think about what would make people the angriest or the most upset. And
okay.
I feel like right now you have a lot of people that are like, we're going to all-time high, and there's a lot of people like, we're in that short reload zone. Let's short this thing. I think we're gonna go flat for a week.
Okay.
And then I think we're going to get some news later on this month, maybe about a futures BTC ETF. And so I'm thinking straight for a week, maybe a dump for whales to try to get your coins, but I think we go up later this month.
Okay. So hopefully maybe if we can get together next week, we'll get a bullish vote out of you. Going
Maybe,
forward.
we might.
All right, fingers crossed. Back here, why don't we we'll just put a break in here since we haven't gotten together in a while. All right, and Derek, what do you think's going to happen here?
I'm kind of in the same boat. I think I'm neutral for this week, but I think over the next couple of weeks, I think we'll probably test a high at some point.
All right.
At least knock on the door. We're almost knocking on the door now, but as fast as Bitcoin moves, we're knocking on the door. But I mean, I think we're actually going to probably test the high in a couple of weeks. So this week neutral. I'll go neutral this week.
All right, and as you can see, I've sort of put these like 1 week sort of windows. So I guess we're talking the 20th. So where are we on this date here? So we got two basically, not really expecting a hell of a lot more to the upside. And last but not least, representing the great state of Florida. Actually, I think there's an orange-haired gentleman that resides in the same state as you, doesn't he? I think so. Anyway.
The guy with the flag?
Does he have a flag? He might.
The guy with the comb over?
Oh, no,
hey, you're not making fun of me, are you?
No.
See, the funny thing is, you guys are all legit and you're real, right? And you'll probably look at me and go, Brian, just put the fantasy away and just, clean your hair up and just join us. So you're not making fun of me, are you, Derek?
No, I was talking about an orange come over.
Anyway, I if I'm not mistaken, I thought he relocated to Florida. I heard that somebody else actually moved their big operations to Florida recently too. Who was that? I can't remember.
I think Mar-a-Lago is the home.
Yeah. That's the name of his fancy schmancy golf course and all that, eh? Anyway, all right, here nor there, doesn't matter. Neutral reading from Ben. So you're kind of in the same camp, eh?
Yeah. I can just see there's a bit of a coin toss here.
All right.
Feeling strong.
I'm going to actually, believe it or not, I'm gonna vote bullish. I feel as though we're pressing higher, and I don't know where the hell the top on this thing is right now. So we'll see how it goes. But interesting. I don't hear any negativity from you guys. Hey, Nick, you were watching Colin's broadcast this afternoon, weren't you?
Yep, I rarely catch it live. I usually watch it a day or two after, but yeah, I caught it today.
Yeah, so I love watching him, and I think you get a pretty good barometer as to sort of what the kids, if for lack of a better term, what they're up to. And I don't know, man. The feeling I'm getting out of them is they're really rah bullish. Did you see what was the name of, there was one coin on it? I swear I almost fell off my chair when I looked at the damn chart.
You commented on Badger.
Badger, yeah, I think that's what it was. Did we ever talk about that on here? I couldn't believe that.
No,
chart.
Badger's not a top 100 coin.
Oh, that's too bad. Let's see, how are we gonna do this? Do we have to have that chart? What the hell's the name of that website?
You can probably do it from TradingView. They should have Badger.
All right. Well, we'll keep our little Bitcoin prognostication here. Badger. Oh yeah, look at all that. Oh, it's everywhere too. Probably. I still got my account at Trex. I probably should get up to date with you guys. And Colin did a real solid for one of TRI's, one of our buddies here locally, Andrew. And he's been working away with him, and Andrew's slowly getting me on the DeFi world. It's like pulling teeth. All right, so where should we look at this thing? I guess
any of the majors. Binance is always a good one to look at.
So I mean, I couldn't believe it when I saw this chart earlier today. I almost fell off my chair. Look at that! Holy moly! I mean, I don't know whether you can actually buy it there or not, but wow, what a beautiful image. It's like the image of capitalism, right? Lower highs and lower lows and lower highs and lower lows. Now higher highs and higher lows and higher highs and higher lows. Probably do something like that. When I saw that, and then, the coup de grace of all this is, are buyers actually validating what you see here? And wow, the buyers are still stepping up here. Whatever Colin was looking at, actually didn't have this bar here, but great to see. Just like these green bars are just dominating. Probably don't want to see like the green bars just sort of tail off here. You'd like to see them continuing higher, but wow, what a pretty chart! Couldn't believe when I saw that. So, in fact, probably everything I do. I guess that made a new high or a new low there, but yeah, 61.8, 78.6, right down in that area. So we'll see what happens. Like I said, I couldn't believe that chart. It's very rarely that you see that. So that's not, I pointed out a chart. I think it was XTZ. I think it was this one. Same sort of thing, silly things. They're making higher highs and higher lows, and I just put a tweet out. That's not the definition of a bear market. Bear markets don't look like that. I mean, maybe we have to have a swoon like this, but I don't know. I don't see it just yet. So there's just keeps that. I wouldn't be surprised if that what the hell was that thing we were looking at? Badger. It looks almost exactly like that, like right about here, right? Maybe get your pullback into the next reload zone, or maybe here, pull back in the reload zone, buy, new high, pull back into reload zone, buy, new high, pull back into reload zone, buy, new high. Rinse and repeat over and over and over. Same old thing. Anyway, so it's interesting market. Really, really interesting market. And then, kind of off topic, and I don't know what coins we'll take a look at today. But we should all keep in the back of our mind that whether you believe it or not, that's up to you. But me personally, I'm totally on board for this. Do we need some? I mean, I was surprised that this was our Silk Road event. We got this funny little reversal that happened here. Basically, Powell came out and said, "Man, no, cryptocurrency is fine by me. I don't care." And boom, up we go. Do we have to have one more dip here kind of idea? Or maybe there's just a consolidation? I would think so, but so fucking what? I mean, it doesn't have to do that. And I mean, gee whiz, look at what's staring us in the face here.
Yeah, I was going to say, even if we do have that, I don't care if this is where we end up going this year.
This is nuts, eh? Jesus. Welcome to history. Anyway, every 4 years, this space seems to do this kind of stuff, so we'll see what happens. No guarantees from the management. What I do find interesting right now is that, Google searches for Bitcoin, not really that high. Public Discord about cryptocurrency, it's not like orgy peak mania. When we get into this kind of market, and you remember fucking Alan, and the way that Alan had the whole crypto market jazz there through that Coinbase IPO event. I mean, that's what tops look like. They don't look like what we see out in the market right now. I can tell you that, absolutely. Kind of like that comment I just made a few minutes ago about that XTC and what do bear markets look like. They don't look like that. So usually bear markets, you see some sort of horrendous blow off top, kind of like what we had in the spring. And then you start seeing M's coming in after the market's super overextended. And then you have to go, oh, Jesus Christ, look what's coming down the pike. We got to do 50% retracements, the whole thing, right? That's not what that looks like now. That's not the market state right now. It just isn't. Also, too, kind of unfair, but this is what I think Ethereum's doing. So you thought Bitcoin's move was big? Hey, get ready, Ethereum. And like I said with Colin, did you hear Colin talk at all, sort of negatively at all? I didn't hear anything.
Yeah, a lot of the Hero Labs guys, they're very
wealthy
bullish right now. Well, and they're incredibly bullish long term. They usually have a pretty balanced view short term, but yeah, they're feeling really good right now.
Yeah.
I mean, it would seem like they have some insight too, right? Don't they basically run a crypto business essentially, right?
Yeah.
So don't they have insight into kind of what's going on and sort of a deeper level of maybe info?
Absolutely. Actually, another sort of anecdote, and it was kind of an odd situation that happened today. I should probably just comment on it before we move forward. Turns out, I guess Phoenix went down for maintenance today. Whoops, that's not the chart I wanted to show you. And I saw this morning, and I was a little bit shocked at how insane this spread got. And I was putting out tweets like, "Holy, but Jesus, what the hell's going on here?" But good old crypto Twitter, they sort of were like, "Brian, calm down. Phoenix has gone on maintenance, no big deal." And they came back and things were quickly reset. So maybe dodged a bullet. And the interesting thing is that I think that if there is an Achilles heel for crypto right now, it's around these stable coins. And this is kind of a relationship spread that I like to follow, Phoenix versus Coinbase, just to give me an idea of sort of demand for Tether. So I was quite surprised at what was happening there, but turns out dodged a bullet. But what I did notice was, and I don't know whether it's legit, whether it's a concern that there could be trouble with stable coins, I don't know. But I did notice that basically Bitcoin is, number one, the first thing that I noticed was, and I like to follow this, Nick, you should be doing this probably in a few weeks. Derek, you probably remember this. This is sentiment within the crypto space using the forwards contracts. And, as I said, on that sort of FUD event this morning, it turns out it was a false alarm. But you can see the Bitcoin sentiment put in a bottom here. It was, heading lower. All of a sudden, it turned violently higher here and just has been churning higher. And now we have this huge double bottom in sentiment. So, that's pretty damn bullish, folks. I mean, I suppose the breakout's through there. That is pretty damn bullish what's going on here. And usually this only happens when, and specifically this, when there's like serious Tether FUD. And people just panic, run into crypto, and get the heck out of the FUD instrument right away. Like I said, I guess the Tether issue is not an issue, but it is interesting to see. Look how Litecoin is now joining the bull camp, and hopefully everybody can see this. Look at this, down, up, down, and breakout. So hugely bullish message there, hugely bullish.
And just for my benefit, this is the price of a futures contract 3 months out versus today's price. So they're thinking in the future it's going to go up right now because it's trending up.
That's not bad, considering you haven't done the module yet. You'll do it probably in about 3 or 4 weeks. That's a pretty good assessment.
Is that what we're looking at?
Yeah, pretty much. These are the 3-month forward contracts on OKCoin. Now, of course, OKCoin. It was affectionately called the casino. You liquidate me, I liquidate myself. So I hope you know what you're getting involved in if you do decide to play on the casino. And versus their spot index quotes. So they have like a sort of a cash spot market quote. This DIDX. And actually it's USD IDX, right? US dollar index. And the same thing for Litecoin, same thing for Ethereum. And actually, it looks like that's not the same quote, is it? Let's see. No, that's Stamp. So maybe when I did this up, OKCoin didn't have a cash US dollar or Ethereum USD proxy. They probably do now, and I could probably get a better look at this. So remind me to change that tomorrow on the Daily Brief if you could, Nick. Actually, tomorrow's Julian's Day, right? So I wonder what DeFi... Julian had Nacho Don on. What'd you guys think of Nacho Don? He's a character, right?
Yeah, it was interesting.
Did you... are any of you Luna enthusiasts? He sure seems to be.
No, I was...
Oh, go ahead, Derek.
I was late to the Luna train. Looking for an entry though. I'm looking for an entry though, so I'm being patient.
All right.
But I can see the potential. I can see what the hubbub. I can see what the hubbub is.
Interesting. Actually, I was even talking to Sebastian, like we want to do our Hawaiian retreat, and he's building an NFT platform token on Ethereum, and I was asking him whether we could do it through the Luna network. Because Sjord, of course, he's hip deep in Luna, right? So I'd love to see whether we could do it through Luna. But anyway, time will tell there. Anyway, so the point here is we're getting actually, and it's interesting looking at this. I'm kind of glad we did look at this because these are very, very bullish votes out of the market here, especially on Bitcoin there. Something significant is happening here, folks. It's fascinating. Like what's our spread right now? Spread is can't see, it's got the damn USD thing there. There we are, $1,800. And through the spring, you can see how the actually that's not the spring. Where are we here? Let's go back. I'll kind of have to zoom out just to show you. But here was the 2017-18 bull. So you can see this thing can get going pretty darn crazy. And when we get to the top of the market, the spreads will just be insanely bullish. So like I said, higher highs and higher lows on this index, very, very bullish reading. So there's the market through the spring. And I wouldn't even be surprised, guys. Somebody find out what was the date that who went on Saturday Night Live and did his funny little gaffe. Look at that M right up there in the spreads. I wonder if it was right around there.
Looks like May 8th.
May 8th. Okay, so actually the corn had already topped. When was the Bitcoin IP or the Coinbase IPO? Can you Google me that while you're at it? What was the date of the Coinbase IPO?
Around April 14th-ish.
All right.
Might not be the exact date.
Well, I don't know that you can see. There is April 14th right there. So do you see at this, what do we say if we ever see the market smiling at us? Mm-hmm. So interestingly enough, that smile came in right on the date of the Coinbase IPO, and I always thought that into the spring that was the reason why the market rallied so well. But anyway, point right now here in the short term is we're just getting going here, right? And even off of the daily charts, that's cool, right? Because you can clearly see this is down, up, down, did not go to new lows, then up, down, up, down, up, down, no new lows, and then up, and then up. So you can see we're putting in bullish structure here. That's great to see. And, this supports our theory of Bitcoin going crazy into the end of the year. I think it really does. So anyway, very interesting price action. And as I had said earlier, I thought that this was being caused because people were panicking in the Tether. If I understand correctly, there's a lot of Chinese people that own Tether. And if they have to panic and start dumping in size, they're going to just panic buy Bitcoin. And literally, as soon as this was happening, I saw that Bitcoin price was just taking off like a rocket here. They're coming for me. I give you guys all the secrets, and these goddamn mafiosos, they always send in the... No? All right. So this is that price action. This is a 4-hour chart. Look at what happened. First off, can you guys see the inside bar reversal right off of the trend line? Damn. Stone cold. And I would say, like we were talking about OKCoin forwards there. That's garbage. That's amateur hour. These guys, they're the show. And I even remember the CME futures traders when Tone Vase was saying at 3,000 that we were going down to 1,000 and he was massively short. I remember a CME floor trader came out and said, man, we've squeezed almost everything out of the short side. I'm covering. I'm getting out. And he was fucking spot on. So listen to those CME traders. They're the bosses. Anyway, point of the matter here, 4-hour chart. We just broke out again. That's a double bottom. That's an inside bar reversal. I mean, this is ironically enough, this is a Doge midpoint pivot. So I would actually make the argument, this is I've been showing this to site people recently. Can you guys see the Doge up here? You see how the Doge stopped the down? And then we pivoted back up, and notice that they put a Doge in right at this trend line. So now, quite literally, this has just become a midpoint pivot. So my hunch is we're going up here. I don't know where that is. What's that? That's 60 G's. 60 G's, 60 G's. And that probably makes sense. Yeah, this high should be taken out. Looks like on the futures, we even have a hole on the charts. Look at that. So there's even a little slice of a price gap here on the candlesticks. Right there. And look at that. 60 G's is right in the middle of that window. Isn't that freaky? And then also this high, right? This high, of course, is going to be major structural resistance. So I think head and shoulders, if you are so inclined. And that's right up in there. So that's interesting how that high lines up almost absolutely perfectly with those candle body lows, which is basically filling the gap in. And I would actually make the argument that the gap goes all the way up to the top here, because that's where that candle is. See that right there? That's where the gap starts, all the way there. Anyway, so I think there's probably a pretty good chance we're rallying up into this area. And now looking at this Doge midpoint, I don't see any reason why that won't happen. Looks pretty logical to me. The only problem here, of course, is can we take a trade just on that blind break of that trend line there? And would you want to take a new long entry way up here? I don't know. I think I told you guys, and I put a tweet out, just killed me. And this is a really good lesson. I mean, there's not really that many people watching, so I hope you guys are enjoying this rant of mine here. Fantastic lesson of life here. This is old man Beamish talking. Somebody remind me if I have a drink or two, I let the tongue start wagging. So
that's what we're here for.
So really, really good lesson in life. Penny wise, pound foolish. So by definition, I'm a cheap ass. I'm 51 now. Well, am I? What year is it? It's 2021, right?
Yes.
Yeah, fuck I am. So I'm 51. I probably shouldn't be moving like entire houses myself. Really, I should hire other people to do it, but no. Cheapest price quote was like $750. No, I don't want to save it. No way I'm going to spend that kind of money. I'm going to do it myself, damn it. And of course, I corral Andrew to lift all the really heavy furniture with me. Poor guy. But When does Brian move? Of course, right into the goddamn end of the month. And is Brian thinking clearly? Is Brian thinking rationally? Is Brian even in a position to be able to put on a trade if a setup happened to come in? Of course not. And I literally, Jesus, I don't know how much money I left on the table there. That's a lot of fucking money. That's a hell of a lot more than $750. I'll tell you that much. So, really, really good lesson that sometimes in life, you know, it doesn't pay to be I don't want to say pig-headed, but stubborn-headed. I do it myself, and don't think of what I could potentially be missing by me sort of putting myself out of action. And, you know, to be honest with you, I'm still recovering from the damn move now. I mean, it was painful. So, really, really good life lesson. That sometimes to save a couple bucks, you leave a lot of money on the table. I mean, I can't even conceive in reality. Maybe I should, as a punishment to myself, go and actually see how much money I did leave on the table. Because these trades came in right across the board. In fact, I would argue the trade wasn't in Ethereum. The trade, I actually think the trade was not in Bitcoin. I think the trade was in Ethereum. This was actually the killer dough. I mean, look at that bottom. It's just so beautiful, and it just launched itself higher. And, of course, you know, everybody, all of you guys are all DeFi, DeFi, DeFi. Like, some of these DeFi names just went absolutely insane. So, anyway, interesting, too. So, and actually, this is an interesting sort of conversation unto itself, just for fun. We'll waste a bit more time here. Anybody know what this candle bar pattern is called? Actually, it's written right on the screen. Yeah, I know, Bob. I'm such an idiot. Anyway, nice to see you guys over on YouTube. You having fun? This actually developed again through that whole Bitfinex event. This is a very powerful signal. I mean, do yourself a favor. And, you know, this is Brian just trying to help you guys. Just give you, you know, take a screenshot of this. Here, we'll get rid of all the nonsense here. I think I put this tweet out. You can always go grab the tweet. But I mean, that's such a beautiful, simple image. It's so perfect. Your job, you know, technician, if you so choose your job, you have to somehow just put yourself on pause when you see this type of price action. You just have to. Can you know, how many times are you going to have to get burned by these violent spikes down for you to learn that you have to just leave this shit alone? I don't know. I mean, I can't answer that question. I tell you, it took me a damn long time. There's my goddamn trade through the end of the month. Oh, it drives you nuts. So when you see this, yeah, and actually I even heard some people talking about Bitcoin today and kind of looking at price, and the simple answer is you just got to leave it alone. I mean, you cannot buy that. I mean, yeah, you might get trend continuation signals, but the odds of, you know, like one of these kind of events here, and that maybe is a margin liquidation, I don't know, they're pretty high. I mean, you know, look at the last kind of face rip. You got to have the patience and discipline to leave this alone, because boom, that can easily happen. So, you know, those people that can sort of just exercise a bit of patience and discipline, this is what you want to see. So like I said, take a screenshot of this, learn it, live it, love it. Print this off, put it right beside your desk. You know, and just say, I only buy markets that look like this, where you've had the big run up, you've had the pullback. And in this particular case, actually you can see market seems to be really respecting this little trend here. And of course, you know, Brian, well, I don't know whether you know it or not, but anyway, I trade one trend continuation setup called The Bot, just affectionately named that. And it's just simply looking for 3 higher lows after one of these moves to try and just sneak me in. So you remember I showed you that Doge midpoint consolidation. Well, you could argue that this whole action in here might be that Doge midpoint consolidation pointing to a move higher. It's just this is off a 4-hour. If we like drilled out to like a weekly or 2-day or 3-day chart, you might see that Doge action in here. So maybe we go like that, right? And of course there's a backwards. Backwards. Oh, you think backwards? All right, so at least 33% correction. This is off of this particular low. I suppose you could have drawn it off of this low. It doesn't really matter. The point here is you'd like to see the market at least correct that 33. So that's cool. We could use this range. And then all I'm going to just simply do is I'm just going to say, just like that Doge midpoint consolidation kind of thinking is, can I get 3 higher lows so that the market sets up like a base? And I'm going to use these guys. Somebody stepped up and bought here. Said, no, you don't go down, you go up. Then the market came back down again, right? And this guy's like, did you not hear me? I said, you go up. And obviously he had to do a bit of buying. And then the market comes back down again. And he goes, oh, what the fuck? Are you stupid or something? You're just not listening to me? I said, go up. Rah! So, like I said, if you can find that 3 higher lows, it helps so much. And also, too, it's kind of like it's relative anxiety. I mean, I suppose I could just buy bought levels blindly. But just knowing that those lows are there, it helps a heck of a lot with my sort of subconscious. And my ability to sleep at night having the position on and not being like, woken by nightmares of guys drinking bleach, liquidating me. So starting to get those 3 higher lows. And of course, good old bot levels. You can see the market itself seems to be setting the trade up off of that level. Look at that. I mean, is that an accident? It's remarkable how often I see that happen. So this is one reason why I like working with the bot is you can literally see that the market is actually setting the trade up here. So one thing that's I try to teach a lot of students is, through these consolidations, what you really want to see is you want to see sort of what I call bull-bear battle lines. So you could argue that this is, and how do we do this? We'll go like this. This lows, if this low holds, then that means that this is a reload zone down in here. And then you could do that again. Okay, well, so it held and then it rallied away. And okay, here's another reload zone. So now we're getting this reload zone within reload zone, right? And really what this really is this is like a triangle consolidation. See the triangle? And you see the reload zone. Well, actually, the reload zone within the reload zone. Very powerful level. And then the coup de grace. What is this candle? This one candle is an incredibly powerful candle. It's called an engulfing bar. Now, this wasn't a key reversal. Key reversals are like, over the top. But this was an engulfing bar. Remember, this is a 4-hour chart, and this is the moment that that tether shit started to happen. They started to come in and buy Ethereum and buy it hard. And I was actually pretty surprised that they were actually able to finish this 4-hour candle as strongly as they did. Beep, the market actually gaps open. It pulls back just slightly, and then it says, no, fuck you, I'm heading higher. And there's just no look back, is there? None. So write this down. This one candle pattern, you can make a fortune off of just trading this one candle. It's called a bullish engulfing bar. The signal comes in on a break above that high, and you can see just even in the past, this is 8 hours. Market has not even looked back at all. It's just straight line up. Very powerful. And oh, by the way, this is now going to confirm a big honkin' W right off the bot level. So what do you think? Would Beamish be okay with taking a trade off of there and risking against these lows? You bet. The trade, I think, like I said, was actually the key reversal breakout bar. So if somebody was like, okay, you're going to make the call, I'd say Ethereum's a buy on a break on a stop above, what does that number say? 35.52? Is that what that says? Jeez, can't even see it. It's written up here, but it's so dark. I don't know why it's so dark. Anyway.
Yeah, 52.
Yeah. Like. So it's just that simple. And like I said, look at that. Just no looking back. Just that's just fuck you candles. I don't give a shit. I'm going up. It's simple as that. So, there's your levels. If you can get a pullback, you want to participate. Like I said, they've left some gaps here. So at some point in the future, we are coming back to fill these gaps in. So the way that I can approach this is just as long as we don't hit this 50% level, I can buy. So if we come up, then we pull back, we fill in the gaps, then maybe we put in a W. Trade's still good to go. We can go zipping all the way up to here. As long as we don't hit this 50% level, we pull back, any kind of bullish candle, fine. If we hit the 50% level, then by definition, my setup says that if we move that far and then pull back, that actually I have to move my stop to scratch and I would get stopped out. I like to front run these setups. So what would end up happening is, like I said, the buy is the break of that engulfing bar candle, and it's this double bottom level as well. So if that happened and we came back and I had to walk away on a move back to scratch, then actually I make just a little bit of money to pay for commissions and slippage and stuff. So especially when I was trading crude, you always need a little bit of a buffer because sometimes those crude fuckers, man, they had terrible slippage. So that's what I'm seeing going on in the market. That's a pretty damn bullish vote. And I noted that these are the futures contracts. So these are the serious guys out of Chicago. I can tell you, there's a lot of serious money watching this chart here. No doubt about it. Not a ounce of hesitation in that statement. Probably there's more money, just on a raw per capita basis, watching these two contracts, the Ethereum and the Bitcoin contracts in Chicago, than probably all of these markets combined over on like OKCoin and stuff. I would easily say that. There's probably, like I need to say, guys, I wouldn't even be surprised if there's like trillions of dollars of money just sitting here watching these two markets like a hawk right now. Anyway, rant. Gee whiz, that was 48 minutes. I'm sorry, guys. Didn't really mean to do that. Anyway, did you guys learn anything through all that?
Yep.
Yeah, that's great.
Okay, well, that's good.
Is that why you see it seems like CME is kind of, and you said that's where the money is, seems like, is that where, like on the weekend, sometimes you see Bitcoin make a move, but then if CME hasn't made that same move, it seems like it'll come back sometimes. Like it'll have a.
I've often said that what I see happen is the market will move into a level on a Friday afternoon, and if you just mark, especially on the long weekends, it's evil. All right, we just went through a long weekend, so what a surprise! We got a big markup here today, eh? Yeah, as Nick's saying. So Nick basically took the words out of my mouth, so that's always good. At least a message is getting through to these guys. So when I was a kid, 1986. So that's when I got my driver's license. And I remember my old man. And basically the message, and I totaled that car too, which is so disappointing. It broke my mother's heart. Anyway, the messages was always, car better be back in the garage, after, because back then you used to take, dad's car out to go on dates and stuff like that to the drive-in theater and stuff way back then. And the message was always full tank of gas, not a fucking scratch, or you're in big trouble. So, and I often see sort of the same sort of behavior out of Bitcoin, especially on the holiday weekends, where the holiday they really mess around with the market. And actually, I even saw it on a Canadian stock that was OTC listed this holiday weekend because in Canada we just had Canadian Thanksgiving weekend, so the Canadian markets were closed. A lot of our sort of junior intermediate stocks, if they want to be listed down in the States, they'll do an OTC listing, which is on a very unregulated market. And even, and so today's Wednesday, right? So 2 days ago, Monday was our holiday. And there was a funny little stock that I'm trading on the Vancouver exchange. And on the OTC market, they moved it 50% in 1 day. And then mysteriously, the adult market came back Tuesday, and the market was right back to where it started. So it doesn't matter whether it's crypto or whether it's junior piece of shit stocks. I see a lot of shenanigans on these unregulated exchanges. Like I said, that example was an OTC, which is unregulated down in the States. And, of course, crypto is entirely unregulated. Yeah, there you go. All right. Did that answer the question? Hope so.
Yes.
All right. So what should we actually look at in earnest? Do you guys feel like looking at anything in particular in earnest tonight? Crickets? Nothing? Does anybody on YouTube want us to look at something? I noticed that when Colin opens up the floor to questions and comments, he gets a lot of those spammers. So we don't have that many viewers, so we don't have to worry about spammers. But I don't know. If you have a question, if you have a request, I'll be more than happy to look at anything you want. So, any of you guys have a request?
Looks like we have a request for, is that Kusama?
Kusama.
Is that KSM? I'm saying Kusama,
Yeah,
but is that KSM?
Yeah.
Jeez. Man, that looks nice. This is going to make new highs here. Yay. That's good. KSM.
Well, they wanted KSM USDT, so.
It's a version Tether?
Yes.
This is the sort of like the test net, right? Of what's the parent one?
Polkadot, but
Polkadot.
I hear that said a lot, and that was the main. That was how people explained it for so long. But I think the one thing that people should get in their heads is that Polkadot is going to have a limited number of what are called parachains, which are essentially like, passes to be on Polkadot. And so anyone who doesn't get one of those incredibly valued parachains is going to be running full-time in production on Kusama. So it will be a very full-time productive blockchain going forward.
So this is like the minor leagues of from Polkadot. Polkadot's the major, this is the minor league. Or not even that. It's bigger than that.
I still think it's closer than that. It's kind of like, I don't know, pick like the Yankees versus like the Twins. I'll pick on my Twins, but like they're both definitely in the professional league. It's just that you need to be an all-star to be on the Yankees.
Makes sense.
Well, problem is you're not buying a cheap asset here. So, if you do decide to come in here, is there any sort of big fundamental reason? Oh, this is just about to come down the pike, or oh, that's about to be released or something? There better be a pretty good fundamental reason to be wanting to buy this. As I said, you're kind of coming in kind of no man's landy. Having said that, probably could work its way higher. This is looking rather bottish. So, like I said, if you had a fundamental driver that it was like, this is coming down the pike, so as a result, I want to get long, it's perfectly fine. Boom, boom. So we did 33, no more than 66. Got a half decent trend line off of some half decent lows here. Looks like that'll all be supportive. I think I have some of this, but I was selling the whole way up here, all the way up through here, so I never did bother to reload. I also don't like the fact that that made a new low there. It'd be interesting to see what the news on this was all around that, because you do see it's on pretty light volume. In fact, you know what? Actually, what if I told, let's see, yeah. Who would be best to ask this? I suppose it would still be fresh in Nick's mind. What do we say about things like OBV bullish divergences?
They are very rare, but they are extremely powerful when they happen.
Yeah, so check that out. So like I said, there's some sort of funny business around these lows, because the sellers they just didn't bother showing up here, and you can see that actually, can you see how that's a bullish OBV divergence there, guys? You know, people on YouTube, seriously, I mean, I'm here to try and help you learn to get better at this. Just take a screenshot of that shit, and sure enough, I mean, look, was it right? I mean, this is the great part about what we teach, you know, and what we do is that you can look at it and just point blank go, fucking hey, Brian, yeah, I guess that shit does work. I mean, think of it. I don't know. I'm not getting much of chuckles out of the crew here, so maybe I'm not making good jokes. I don't know.
I'm laughing. I'm just muted.
Okay. But like, if you were in real time and you saw that, I mean, you got to look at that and go, gee whiz, that's pretty compelling. And you know, at this point, what you'd want to do here is just draw. Let's see, who can we ask now? Nick, you should know this by now. I don't know, maybe Nick. No, let's go with Ben. Ben, maybe you just did TA. I don't know whether we've learned this with you. I don't know, but we'll take a shot. If I was gonna have a upside objective profit level in mind, what's the knee jerk simple? Just keep it simple, stupid. Always sort of default we want to be thinking.
50% roll.
Thank you. So where is that? That's $384. So interestingly, do you see how that's almost exactly double that price? Do you think that's an accident? I don't think so. So, you know, I guess the way that I look at that is this almost looks like this was a manufactured trade. The only thing that would make it any better, of course, for a guy like me is just give me a nice W to work with. But I don't think it did W, did it? It would have been tough. You know, that's what we call a railroad tracks down in there. Also, very ugly pattern. It was below value. So, I mean, if you did have the balls to step in below value, you got a great trade there. Well, let's see what happened. Where are we here? Yeah, look at that, just straight up. Rah, my ball, fuck you. So that would have been tough to get in. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. You would have to just fucking hold your nose, plug your nose and go. But, wow, what a fantastic illustration, especially when that W comes in on the OBV there and breaks out. Oh, my God, that's just, it's ridiculous. Tough trade to take, though. Tough trade. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. That would have been difficult. So, you know, I mean, here we are. One low, two lows. Whoa, actually, that's starting to look interesting. Did we finish? So, one low, two lows, three lows, four lows. Ooh, just broke number 4, but right back up. I think we might have something to work with here. So we'll go bot trade. Haha. Isn't that incredible how that happens? So, you know, I might, if you want to maybe really time your trades really slickly, maybe just say, okay, give me a W on the other side of that trend line. And it's interesting, actually, you can see the market is just fighting with that right now. So sneak its way on the other side of this trend line, then give me any kind of market structure here, and I'm good to go. So keep your eyes peeled. If you're a bull, there might be a nice little bot setup. I think that, like I said, it almost looks to me like this was a manufactured trade. Guys who had the kahunas to step in off of here, they got their double nice and easy. Of course, people that were greedy, look at what happened to them. If they stepped in anywhere here, look at this. Up, bang! They just got bitch slapped hard. Then moved to new highs, right? Just, up and down like a horse. Wait for the, pull back, then wait for the consolidation. Give us that trend line. Give us the trend line break. Give us the W on the other side of the trend line. You got your bot levels to work with. Away you go. I like that idea. It's not bad. I don't know. We always want to check on indicators to see if we're walking into traps. Nice to see a little bit of volume breakout here. So somebody is buying. Would like to see more of this kind of pattern. We're kind of just waffling here. If anything, what this looks like is it looks like everybody's just gone to sleep. Now the bull is starting to wake up. Can you see the bull starting to wake up here? He's been sleeping a while. You can see lower highs, lower lows. And then all of a sudden, boom. So that sign right there, that's a breakout. The bull is awake. Now, it's incumbent on the bull to just keep painting higher highs and higher lows. Just keep telling us you're awake and you're in control. If this starts to fade away or the red bars start to spike up, big red bar here, well, then that'll mean that the bears have woken up. We don't want to see that. So, as it stands right now, bulls are trying to wake up. You can see the higher bar here. That's good to see. Nothing really definitive. My hunch is like you see another follow through on the bullish bar. That will push this up, and that will give us our double bottom breakout. Right, that's really what you want to see here. So, I would say probably, constructive. Maybe a little bit early. You can see the profile needs a bit of work. As I said there a minute ago. Not a bad idea. Let's maybe come in, do something like that. Fill in all of this profile, and you got yourself a pretty good looking trade setup. So, I know a lot of people in this world that would just take that bot level. Just say, screw it, man, I don't care. I've got all these lows to work with. I've got a nice, very well-defined stop level. I'll work my stop back below here. I'll just live with the results. 3-to-1 risk rewards, if I'm right. The question, I thought is interesting. Somebody asked, let's do a trivia question with YouTube. I always love these trivia questions. How often do I have to be, quote unquote, right to break even if my risk rewards ratio is always set at 2-to-1? And of course, all my trade sizes are exactly the same size. So think about that, because it's actually a pretty important question, and it's the foundation for what we do as traders. I'm right, I get paid $2. I'm wrong, I lose $1. How often do I have to be right? Let's say I did 10 bets. How often do I have to be right just to break even, so I'm not losing any money? One correct answer.
That's good. We only have one answer, so it's 100%.
No, London. No, not 2/3. No, are you kidding? Do the math. Just sit down, London. You got 10 trades. If 6 of your trades win and you get paid $2, and for 2/3 would be 3.5 of your trades lose, and you lose $1. Oh man, you're actually very profitable. So it's interesting how a few of you are thinking 66. Actually, that's not correct. It's that 34%. That's the right number, right? Or buy Bitcoin once every 4 years and be a smartass, of course.
That's a good one.
The only problem is you probably bought January 1st, 2018. Oh, no! That's the wrong time in that 4-year cycle to buy. But wait a minute! Mr. Orange Toupee said man.
Don't worry, we can buy again January 1st of 2022 when it's
There you go. And I bet a lot of the people in the public will be. And, hopefully they'll be buying my coins plus $200,000 Bitcoin, because that's where I'm going to be selling. If you see 200,000 print on Bitcoin, you know that Beamish is going to be in there on the sell side.
Heck yeah, let's get Liam that house.
Damn straight. So, how often do you have to be right? If you get paid $3, but you lose $1 when you're wrong. That's what the bot is. It's not 2 to 1. It's 3 to 1 risk reward. So believe it or not, I mean, you only have to be right 20, 30, 20, 25% of the time, and you're a scratch trader. So what happens if you're right 50% of the time? Total toss of the coin. You're not going to get a job, being a crystal ball reader, and you're not going to get a job on CNBC. But are you profitable? If you get paid $3 when you're right, but you lose $1 when you're wrong, and you're right 50% of the time. Do the math. You're very, very profitable.
I say you get rich if you do enough trades.
That's right. So, and that's basically, like I said, there's some people that are just like, fuck it, Brian. This is a coin toss. I'll take the coin toss. I'll take that bet every day of the week. So, do it as you please. I don't know. Does that help answer that question at all? You want to see something really cool? Check this out. Let's see if chaos theory validates our upside objectives. So I think this is basically the W. So I think our chaos theory goes from there to there. And if we project that, 4.669. Interesting how the old highs are 2.618. So that's pretty much a lock, I would say. But let's see. Where are we here? There we go. That's better. Oh, I like that. Oh, look at that. That's sick. Okay, so that actually makes much more sense. So the way that I draw chaos theory is I measure the range that price traded into, and then we broke out through the top of the range. So in essence, there's a whole bunch of energy in here. That energy needs to be released. So what this 2.618, that's the first sort of bifurcation level. All it really means is the market can run up and wash these stops. And of course, move stop to scratch level gets hit. So then that way, if this level is traded to, which would be natural, it would be normal. You've heard Brian say, and then we went after the stops, right? Kind of thing. That's what that trade is there. And then if we crap out on the other side and we come back to the entry level, the bot traders walk away. They say, look at this breakout didn't work. Something's wrong. We've come back down into value. We probably don't want to be here. But probably my hunch is if they can take out these stops, then really your next stop is this high up here. And really that's just a hop, skip, and a jump away from a test of the old highs. And you've heard me talk before about candle body highs for trade location. So you can kind of see there's going to be a hell of a fight right up in this area right up there. And gee whiz, there's that good old foggy boggy level. So fascinating. So, and actually I kind of like this for the bot because also too what you see is, trade candle bodies for trade location. If this is the top, then we rally up and we hit that bot level, doink, and we move our stop to trailing at this point. If this is the top and it turns out we're heading down, well, you're gone on any market structure failure heading back down. So that kind of makes sense too. I like that. My hunch would be, given this 4669 level and the bot level, my hunch is we're probably heading up top there. So that's, of course, all predicated on whether we can break out through this trend line And I would ideally like to see just a little bit of a pause and then a push-up. But we'll see how it goes. All right. I don't know. Was that kind of fun? Did you enjoy that? What should we do next? Want to do anything? Want to call it a night?
I'm gonna this could be just a no and we can move on. Do you know of any actual literature? It doesn't have to be around trading, but where I can actually read up more on just like the mathematics behind foggies and chaos theory itself?
Not so much books, but I really like naked ladies. No, what? I didn't say that.
Well, it's a private video. Don't worry. We won't get in trouble.
Yeah, that's kind of interesting. I just typed in YouTube and it came up video unavailable. I have no idea what the hell that video is. That's almost funny. But if we go Feigenbaum, I think that's how you pronounce it. I'm not sure. Yeah, I like this guy. This guy's really down to earth. He's going to talk to you about the math of Feigenbaum. And what's really cool is he just sits down and he actually just goes through all the, the way the how do you describe this? The principle here is all about statistics and the way mathematical relationships move in a very statistical manner. And well, I wouldn't say the way that math moves in a statistical manner, and those statistical patterns actually form images that we can see, things like stars. And Feigenbaum is one of the ways that the math expresses itself. So, what he does is he'll sit down with his piece of paper and he'll go through an equation that just is simply self-reiterating, iterating on a calculator. So you can see the basic math structure about how populations oscillate given certain variables. From things like overpopulation to so that creates starvation, to underpopulation, which creates a fertile environment for the population to repopulate itself, to overpopulation, which leads to starvation, and back and forth and back and forth. So I really like this video and this gentleman from that perspective. And then there's also another gentleman who I really like. He's very down to earth. I don't know if I can just find it off the top of my head. I do, if I'm not mistaken, I think I put the video in the library. And I know I do give it to you guys on the site very often. Yeah, I don't see it here just off the top of my head.
I can go check for it later.
But he's the other gentleman video. So, I showed you that first one. It's pretty easy. I can give you
that first one kind of looked like maybe like Grimm's brother. He's got the ponytail and everything.
To a certain degree, maybe. And then I think I put both of them. No, maybe it's not in here. I thought I put in no. I know I have it in here somewhere.
Okay, I'll go look around. I don't want to waste too much time.
Well, I think it's a good conversation. It's a good topic to make sure that we I just can't remember where the hell I put it.
Are you a mathematician, Nick?
I minored in math.
Okay.
But no, I'm not a mathematician. I love math. Yes. No, I think you always, people always talk about you want to have an edge in the market. And obviously, TRI gives you a million different types of edges you can have.
Okay, so here's this dude Right, I just showed you him. So they're in the library. And then this guy, yeah, this guy, he describes Foggenbaum and really down-to-earth guy. Did you ever watch any of his videos on the squirrels? How he created the obstacle course in his backyard to test the squirrel's dexterity and all that. Did you see that? It's a cool video. So what I like about this guy is he translates scientific concepts into everyday real life. So, you know, like he does things like he did the squirrel obstacle course. And, you know, he breaks down like the physics of the way that squirrels actually move through the air and stuff. It's really cool. But the point being that he took there's our rabbits, you know, and the classic statistical model, but actually an even more accurate model of this Foggenbaum constant. Of course, you can't get the damn thing when you want it. Anyway, it's that image right there, if I can show you it. Look at that. I can't see it. Anyway, it describes the thermal dynamics, the way fluids move in given heat distribution, this right here. And what's fascinating about that image right there, you don't really see much of it, is that actually was done by a mathematical professor without being able to see any of the mathematics or any of the actual moving parts, because everything was contained in a closed system. And he just used the Foggenbaum principle to actually, to actually predict exactly what was going to happen in this experiment. I'm not going to go into the details of it. Watch the video. Point of the matter here is this guy, he does a really, really good job of just showing you how this translates into real life, right? And you can actually see the bifurcation going on here as we speak, as he's going through this is one of the sample sets that he uses. So between the two of those videos, I think you get a pretty damn good idea of the math and sort of the real life applications, you know, like actually being able to predict how the water actually drips and the flow rate of water dripping out of a faucet, all done by Foggenbaum and that Foggenbaum constant. Applying it to the stock market and to actually trading, never seen a single person ever talk about this. And this is where Brian Beamish is a fucking god!
That's what I was gonna say, because like they always talk about where you want to find your edge and and do what other people aren't doing yet. And so I've found that in my trading, just even in my kind of novice way of drawing these, I've found some really, really good exits for positions. And
fucking A. Did I show you that IWM trade I did? I mean, it's staggering. And I even made an NFT out of it. I was so damn impressed with the trade. I got to show you it, man. And and here's the thing with trading, right? And hopefully, did you act on those levels?
Yeah.
Good. Well, you say that very matter-of-factly. But believe it or not, most people in this stupid business, somebody will tell them, this thing's going to that price. But do they actually act on it? Do they actually take the information and make money from trading using the information? Not a lot of people. But just to show you, and, this is to my own horn, and frankly speaking, I'm pretty damn proud of myself. Oh, look, you can see I have it all written up here. I had a foggy level, 4.669, painted here at 83.5 cents a share. And notice what price that son of a bitch went to. 84 cents. Why the hell did it go there? And why did it stop there? Of all places, why? And of course, like a badass son of a bitch, Brian sold all of his stock right up here at I think my prints were 83 cents. Just like a total boss. So, I mean, this is the universe's COVID gift to Brian, and my gift to the universe back, all of you people, is I'm trying to explain it to you. I'm trying to demonstrate it repeatedly, and I'm trying to demystify all of this. And I hope it's working.
Yeah, I'm loving using it so far, and it's working. I'm trying to integrate it to be a part of my core profit-taking plan, and
Fucking A, man.
Yeah, I used it during the spring as well with the two things I used it on was theta fuel, and that basically got it marked the top. I mean, for both of them, nearly.
Perfect.
So it's great.
Good. All right. Well, and all you crazy YouTubers, just go back and watch this repeatedly until you can redo this exactly yourself. We have one guy who watches these videos, and he literally wrote a whole fucking user's manual on how to trade the stock market. And really all markets, crypto, whatever. Here is another example where, if you need our help, because keep in mind, this ain't easy. And most people in this world, like myself, are not that smart and can't wrap their head around doing something like, just watching videos and being able to self-teach themselves how to trade. I mean, that's why we build the school. And I think we do a really, really good job. And if I understand correctly, it makes sense why Grimm's our level 1 instructor. It turns out he's got a little bit of Foggenbaum in him, right? So, if you need our help, like a really structured format, I think our school is awesome. And actually, this is great. Our school is so awesome that people are actually blatantly copying everything that we do, right down to screenshots of how to describe risk assets versus non-risk assets, which I know no one else in the entire universe does other than Beamish. And they don't give a shit about copying us and blatantly ripping us off. So, they always say the highest form of compliment is, how does that go?
Imitation.
Imitation, isn't it? Isn't that like the highest form of a compliment or something like that, right?
Highest form of flattery, I believe.
There you go. Thank you, Derek. Appreciate it. So, use this Foggenbaum. This was a gift from the universe to me. Thank you, universe. Thank you, Jojo. Thank you. I mean, we've had so many people at TRI that I really, really liked who've passed away over the years. Thank you, Joby. In fact, actually, I was talking about Joby Gap setups even here today. James Cole, I know you're rooting for us over on the other side. Yeah, I feel you, buddy. Yep. I miss you, James. Jojo, of course, my dearly beloved. I think all these people are really rooting for us. In a weird sort of way, I think we are the underdogs. I think that Spirit would really like the world to level itself out. It's just the problem is Spirit can't deal with entities that actually assassinate political figures when the political figures are just trying to help their people. I mean, these forces at work on this planet are just downright evil. So it's my privilege to try and balance the goddamn playing field for us here, folks. Tell a friend. It doesn't cost anything to watch these videos. Take notes. Make a difference. And then pass the information on to the next guy. So that we can, level the playing field. That goddamn Joey Diamond, he was at it again. Oh, Bitcoin's a fraud. Bitcoin's a fraud. Bitcoin's worthless. Do you know how many lawsuits JP Morgan has to settle for fraud? It's pathetic. So, anyway. Sorry. Got off on a tangent there.
No
okay,
worries.
Where should we go next?
Sorry. Sil has been begging for Doge all night. Do you want to do Doge? I know how you feel about that. With
I hate to say it, but Doge is
talk a little Alan.
Alan, thank you.
Doge is a really good example of the 1% really not being nice. It's tragic. And what do we got? We got 27 people watching this video. And how many fucking millions You know, we're just like mindlessly following this guy. How many millions of stimmy dollars were just flushed down the toilet here? I don't get it. This is an example of exactly what I was just talking to you guys about just a minute ago. It breaks my heart. It really just, it breaks my heart. So, I mean, I don't know what to say to you guys.
I'm seeing a big D on the volume profile.
And now you know what that means, don't you?
I finally know.
Oh, God, do we really want to say what that means? I mean, the good part about that is technically we did just tag value high, right? So the market right now, can you understand, Nick? The market's sort of asking, do I really want to be back in value? And if it does, uh-oh. That's not good. Sorry, everyone. I always do that. It's terrible.
No, this is one of my favorite weeks in class, though, because you and Derek would always talk about volume profile last semester, whatever you want to call it. And I had no idea what the hell you guys are talking about. Like, I can obviously see it on the right, but now that I understand it, I like it a lot more.
Pretty good. Yeah, some people say they know people who bought Doge above 60.
Woof.
And it's so painful when you hear stories about that. I mean, I got to tell you, folks, we had a rule about Doge. Doge technically is a buy at or below. And actually, I don't even, oh, yeah, this is probably a good place to show you. At or, oh, actually, no, it isn't, right? Because this is in dollars. The rule is Doge is a buy at or below 40 sats. So I'm not quite sure where we are. Yeah. So you can kind of see, right? You know, let's just do a horizontal line. If we get below 40 sats, all the OGers, they just accumulate. So that's like right in, let's see if I can get this thing to work here. Come on, you. All right, somewhere in there. 42, close enough. So buy it. This one was a long one, but it worked. Buy it. Another really long one. And actually, this is where we went into sort of crypto winter, right? There's 2018 bull market, right? Then, 2019, it was just absolute train wreck, very quiet in alts. Huge long consolidation. Alan came out and obviously he got pretty excited about this story. And frankly speaking, if you understand how assets work and how assets get priced, you should look at an asset like this because, like we said, the rule is buy it below 40 sats, and it's sat here forever. I mean, hell, it got all the way down to like 10, 15 sats. And you guys in the call are not allowed to answer, but can anybody answer on YouTube? What is the expression that we use for something that looks like that? I'm going to put the letters N, S, C, H. What does that stand for? Maybe you guys don't even know.
I don't think I know what that one is.
Wow.
NSCH. I was thinking of the saying that you usually say, which is I thought it had some L's in it.
It does. And so this is the actual chart pattern. Nobody on YouTube? The only problem is I don't know how delayed YouTube is. I mean, they might be waiting for me to finish even asking the question. So, anyway, I'll answer it here. Narrow, sideways, channel. That's basically what this is. A narrow, sideways channel. With a little bit of a pop up here. But on balance, I mean, considering how volatile this thing was, right? And this is relative to Bitcoin. You can see, I mean, relatively speaking, that's a pretty narrow sideways channel. Big pop up. And, the irony of it all is most of the crypto kids that were in this thing forever That was basically upside objectives. I remember, poor old Shane. He had a ton of this, but actually he ended up selling a lot of it on this rally here and feeling pretty good about himself. Don't get me wrong. But unfortunately, that was not the end. And if anything, this is a really, really good example why I don't like to sell everything. Sell half on a double, because you just don't know what the hell's going to happen in this crazy world. So, I'm selling halves on doubles, feeling pretty good about myself, right? But not selling at all, and then we pulled back. I think you can make the argument there's a pretty good-looking little sideways consolidation right down in here. I was off of this. You might even say this is kind of very bottish. 1 low, 2 lows, 3 lows. I don't know whether they went through those lows or not. Looks like they held. Then started making higher highs and higher lows. A, B, C, D. I think you can make an argument there was a half decent trade set up here. The only problem is once you start getting up into this area, we're in like Nutsoville.
But that top pattern looks almost like a falling wedge. That if you move the chart left. No, that whole top pattern up there.
This
from
up here?
Top all the way down, all the way down to where we are now.
Yeah. If I was to describe this, what would I call this? It actually looks yeah, maybe if you go off of there, you can start talking wedge-ish. If anything, you really don't want to see this puke out here. That can be really ugly. Maybe. I don't know. I think that's kind of wishful thinking a little bit. They were probably like in there. So if we can reverse here, you might see a half decent rally back up top. That wouldn't be shocking. Believe it or not, I actually don't. What's the way I want to say this? I would not be surprised if this thing does have another leg higher here, because as Derek pointed out, and I think that's actually really a valid point, we've actually been consolidating going down for quite a while here. This thing must be getting oversold, eh? Yeah, look at Willie. The irony of it all here, right, is if you bought here, and when I was a broker, this used to just drive you crazy. I would call people up. All right, time to get rid of Doge. Let's get out of here. The trade's over. Alan's doing his stupid, public, stuff. No. It's going to the man. It's going to the man. No way. And actually, I will say, Sjord and Julian both turned to me and said, Brian, we got a shitload of this goddamn piece of crap on the book. Shouldn't we at least take some money off the table? And I was like, well, as long as it keeps pointing higher, I'm fine. And that was in through this area. And then we started to waffle, and then we got like the Saturday Night Live event. I think that was right here on this counter trend rally. And I was like, you know what? This just stinks. And I was just, get me the hell out of there. And it turns out, hindsight's 2020, not a bad idea. But now, and this used to drive me nuts, and you can kind of see it here. See how Willie gets stupidly oversold here on my modified Williams percentage R indicator? I built this indicator specifically to tell me when the market was oversold or overbought, and it probably wasn't a good idea to be sucked into that euphoria. So kind of like up here, you notice that Willie just briefly went stupidly overbought right into that peak. And then here, now we're stupidly oversold. And guess when Brian's phone as a broker would be ringing off the hook. Oh my God, this Doge is killing me. Get out of here. I gotta sell. And 9 times out of 10 they sell. And within a week, something like this happens. And they're like, oh shit, I guess that wasn't a very good idea. It's not necessarily that Doge isn't a sell. Maybe this thing's a piece of shit. It's going off the board. I don't know. But we're just too oversold here. There's got to be some sort of give back on the rubber band. Same thing on RSI, especially when RSI goes oversold like that. That's actually RSI does not like to go oversold and overbought. So the fact that it is oversold, that's a warning. So sure enough, boom, big rally. So here we are again. RSI is oversold again. Willie's stupid again. We're making lower lows. In fact, we might even be creating a bullish momentum divergence here. Although this looks uglier than sin. I don't like the look of this at all. When momentum indicators are this out of phase here, this is concerning. Something's not right about this. Having said that, put it all together, I could easily see a counter trend rally here, especially with the way Willie is, to get just to simply relieve this oversold condition. Because man, we're washed out here. And also too, if corn starts going crazy, Ethereum's going crazy, whole market started lifting. You saw Litecoin there was starting to lift. This thing's starting to come back here. I could see that what ends up happening is the expression is a rising tide lifts all boats. So you could actually find a situation where, Doge doesn't even really do anything, but because the whole crypto space is just lifting here, it gets sucked higher. I've seen that happen a lot. So, put it all together. I mean, if you're long, well, enjoy the ride, I guess, is the best thing to describe. What's the best place to look at this thing? Oh, on Trex? I don't know. I doubt there's not many people trading on Trex anymore, is there? Where should we? Where's the best place to look at this thing? Where did the person who bought Doge? Where did you buy this thing? I'd be curious to see where you bought it. SI, you still here? Please say it. What do you want me to say? Pack is bright red. I don't know what that means. All right. Well, anyway, it doesn't matter. We'll do Phoenix. Doesn't matter. Actually interesting on Phoenix. They don't even have that old data low. That's a bit surprising. Maybe this is one of the reasons why this thing actually stopped going down here was because the Phoenix people, they didn't want to see any more red. I suppose, you could argue they've got aren't they planning on doing the DeFi shit too? I gotta feel I seem to remember that they're gonna come out with DeFi crap as well. So it's interesting that Nick mentioned the volume profile earlier. This usually would not be a good sign, where we actually traveled back into value here. The question really is, when the market accepts above value, so and I don't know what it'll look like. Let's see what back here. Yeah, all right. So you can see there's value high there. This is the old price action. So this W here is the market accepting above value. And look what can happen. So, if you are following and using volume profile and you want validation that your asset is about to moon, look for this market structure above value. And if the market is accepting that, it's going to go apeshit. Same thing happened when Bitcoin broke out from $1,000, $1,100 peak. Same thing happened when it broke out through the $20,000 peaks. Identical. And they always say, show me a new high, I'll show you a buy. So if you ever see an asset make a new contract high, this is why IPOs and the IDOs and the ICOs and all that, this is why they do so well and they go straight up, is because they're literally trading into new territory. There are no sell orders on the order book. So anyway, good example of market accepting above value and woohoo, away it goes. So this is interesting now because the exact opposite's happening. We've come back down and there was no buyers up here. So we come back down to earth and now the market is saying, well, do we want to accept back into value? And if we do, then odds are we probably have to go right back down to the original base here. And really that wouldn't surprise me. I wouldn't even be surprised if you actually drilled into this price action and you saw some gaps down in here. And gaps usually like to be filled in. So that usually is a good downside target. Let's see. Might be something in there. That doesn't look too bad. Let's see what this is. Small gap. So we close there, open there. So you probably see a little bit of a gap there on the lower time frames. So you can see we closed, beep, then next trade opened up there. You can see there is a bit of a hole there. If we go down to like say a 1 hour chart, we'll probably see it. The chart goes back that far though. Yeah, right down in here. Alright, so somewhere in all this mess. You want to, what time is it? You want to start frying up the chicken there, Andrew?
Sure, you want me to start cooking?
Yeah, it's up to you, Chief. Alright.
Thought that show was on Sundays.
No, we kill them on Sundays, then we marinate them till Wednesdays, and then Andrew does his magic. That's not very politically correct. I'm not finding any gaps here. Well, actually, maybe the price action is pretty clean. Oh well. Okay, so back to our story here. If actually, wow, this is interesting. Look at the size of that. So if we can turn back up here, I'm actually probably going to want to draw a foggy buggy. Interesting. 2.618. So SI, this is numbers. You should probably write this down. If this does fire, then I think these are foregone conclusion. So notice this 2.618 is basically a test of that liquidity pool high there. So there's a bunch of people that got conned into buying. Hey, this thing's going to the moon. Hey, it's the next best thing since sliced bread. And of course, where are these people sleeping right now? Let's see if Ben can answer that question. Where do you think guys who bought this right here, where are they sleeping?
On the couch. That wasn't Doge Day, was it?
It might have been, who knows. Anyway, so they would love to get released. And I think that's what that foggy boggy level is there. So what you're going to find it's really freaky about foggy boggies is that it's almost like the market is predetermining all of this. It's so freaky how it works. And then 4669s, 92 cents. We'd always said that we figured that Doge was going to go up to $1, eh?
Yeah, but that would just so be it to get in the public for the final push to $1 and then it doesn't make it.
Actually, I would actually say the opposite. I think what ends up happening is we could probably even play connect the dots, something like that. This is the same thing that I think is going to happen to Bitcoin. Is everybody? What's the? Let's see. Let's do a consensus, and let's see if actually, I'd be curious to see how many of you are thinking the same. So, what's our big upside objective here, everybody? Where's Bitcoin going? What's everybody saying that says it's guaranteed to happen? Anyone?
I feel pretty confident about guaranteeing about 58,000.
No. Come on.
At least 100, right?
We don't
Hey, there we
guarantee.
go.
We
That's
don't
it.
guarantee
That's it.
anything.
Exactly the way you just said that, Derek. Can you say
At least
exactly the
100.
same words? What did you say?
I said at least 100.
Right, and also the way that he said that. Right? Well, at least 100. Geez, that's a no-brainer. That's what I'm hearing everywhere. Well, and then from the crypto kids, I'm hearing 1 billion. But they're the eternal optimists, right? So Revolu 7 Eon. But what I'm hearing out of the public is I'm hearing everybody saying, "Oh yeah, 100K, it's a no-brainer, no-brainer." Which to me, I think actually what ends up happening, and this is what happened the last cycle. Everybody said $10,000, $10,000, $10,000, $10,000, $10,000. And where did it go? It went to $20,000. And ironically enough, the market actually topped out around 13, 14 Gs. That was like the official sell level. So the irony of it all is that the market went beyond the objective. It went so far beyond the objective that people were like, whoa, well, maybe those kids calling 10,000, maybe that was a low number. Look at it, it's just blowing through it. If it could go to 20,000, it's going to 50,000, no problem. And what ends up happening is the public, because remember, the public always buys the top. So just like the 17-18 peak, the public came in and fucking bought the shitload out of Bitcoin between about $15,000 and $20,000. And when it broke down through 13, they were officially trapped. There's nothing that they could do. And I got a funny feeling that the exact same thing's going to happen this cycle too. So something like Doge, I think $1 is the level, but I could easily see them take this to like $1.50, $1.60. At $1.20, $1.30, everybody's convinced that this thing's a buy. The idiots that were saying the top, I can literally see it coming. So my target, for whatever it's worth, I've already told you, is I'm looking for that $200,000 Bitcoin. So, and I could easily see something like Doge ramp up to, I think $1 is the magnet. That's foggy boggies. But in the absolute insane blow off top euphoria nutso-ness, and actually what would be interesting is off of this huge formation, where do you think a 2.618 is? Survey says, boom, hello. And actually, I was even talking to level 3ers about this today because they're getting into harmonics. And harmonics forces people to take trades in really awkward places. And so, Derek, what did I say was the magic word when we're thinking about levels, and especially if we have to take a trade like with a harmonic tool at a very odd location? What's the magic word we want to be thinking? Are you sure you were in class today?
I was in class. I don't magic word you want to be thinking of.
Starts with a C.
Oh, confluence.
Thank you.
I was there, man.
So, this is a scenario where we got 2.618s, we got 877s, and we got these big fat trend lines up here. My hunch is we got a date up here. But we'll see how it goes. Anyway, so all you Doge fans, fucking A, man, you're just like, ooh, that's sweet. And I'll tell you, I'll make a deal with you. I still have a lot of Doge on the books. And that estate down in Georgia is still for sale. If Doge goes up, and I'll make you a deal. If this thing trades to these levels, I will sell the remaining Doge up here. And Sedona's back on the table. And Sedona's going to go and buy her estate in Georgia. And I guess he's going to have to get a sex change. Damn. Oh, sorry, I'm being stupid. All right. That's what you got. The glass of wine's almost empty. Anyway, anybody watching on YouTube later, I had a fun joke with the name Sedona Euphoria back in the spring. So go watch those videos from then to understand the joke. Okay, well, it's about 10 minutes to the top of the hour. What do you think we should do here, boys? Call it a day?
I'd say probably.
Okay. There, you got some nice moonshot talk out of good old Doge here.
Yeah, I would say for people, if you actually do that, ring the register. Don't be afraid to ring the register. Don't hold on to it. If it gets up there.
Yeah. I mean, I tell you, I have over the past couple weeks, especially when we were down here on the indicators, I have been. I don't know whether you guys on this, actually you guys can attest. I've actually been on the sites and on the daily briefs asking publicly whether I should buy my Doge coins that I let go up here. Should I go and buy them back? And I think I've just mentally decided that I don't want to, what's the word I'm looking for? I don't want to endorse what Alan has done here. I think it's incredibly irresponsible. It's a perfect tell of how morally corrupt our society is. And for some reason, he feels as though he can blame his autism, which I'll tell you, Alan, me talking to you, you don't fucking suffer from autism. I've lived 21 years with a low-functioning autistic child who's nonverbal and very violent. That's real fucking autism for you. But he can just poo-poo his behavior and get a free pass because he says he has Asperger's. Fuck you. That's irresponsible, and you're not allowed to do that. Because I can tell you, living a father of a serious kid with serious autism, he doesn't live a life anywhere remotely close to you, you son of a bitch. And it makes me really angry that he fucking leans on that crutch to justify this kind of behavior. Fuck you. And I'm going to get myself in a lot of trouble here, so I should just shut up. All right, everybody knows that, who's Alan? I don't know. Who the fuck is Alan? This is nobody.
I don't know who he is. No idea.
There was an Alan on Home Improvement. That was a television show.
All right, so that's who I'm talking about. Okay, guys.
Tim Allen was that bad.
PMA for the win. I hope you got some value out of tonight's rant. I'm here to try and help. I tell you, people, if you can learn this chaos theory stuff, it will change your life. And you start hitting those levels, and people are like, "Whoa, man, you're a boss." So, thank you so much, Derek. Thank you so much, Nick. Thank you so much, Ben, for a great broadcast here tonight. Real privilege working with you. Thank you all to everybody at TRI who's invested themselves in my story here and believe TRI can help you, and I think we are making great positive difference in this world. So thank you, everybody. Thank you, Jojo and Joby and James and all the spirit on the other side, helping us to try and make this world a slightly better place. And, my request of all of you is please help me continue to make that positive difference in this world. I really want to get a not-for-profit educational foundation up and running. There is a site member, Sebastian, who's working on an NFT kind of token to help people support the program. So watch for that coming down the pike as well. These videos, if you got any value out of this and you feel like contributing, we do have an Ethereum wallet in the description of the video. And we were planning on using the proceeds, at least I was, because this show was kind of my idea, using the proceeds of this, any donations that you gave to help build a booth inside Decentraland. And just have these videos just running constantly, 24/7. Anybody can come in, just watch them anytime they want. They're just always playing. So let's all just continue to keep that in mind. We want to keep working to make this world a better place. So thank you, everybody. Thank you, Ben. Thank you, Nick. Thank you, Derek. I'll try and shut the hell up now. Have yourselves a great evening.
Quick.
Oh, what's that?
Sorry, I wanted to get something in tonight because I'm not hearing anyone talk about it. So back in July, Ethereum had EIP 1559 where they started burning Ethereum.
Yeah.
And in 70 days, they burned $2 billion in Ethereum. That's 0.5% of the entire supply of Ethereum.
That's cool.
So like your crazy ETH numbers, I think
There's my what I'm thinking is going to happen to Ethereum here.
Yeah, I don't think it's too crazy. Like what they're saying, the EIP 1559 paired with a couple more things coming down the pipe is equivalent to like a triple halving of the supply or the inflation.
Yeah.
And so I am really bullish on ETH. Obviously, like right now, we're not necessarily at a level where I want to buy it, but I'm incredibly bullish on ETH for the rest of this year because I can't believe how much they burned in just 2 months.
Yeah, I'd definitely agree with you. The only thing holding back that story is the cost to do transactions using Ethereum. And I know Vitalik himself has said repeatedly that that was the one thing he really didn't like was the higher the Ethereum price, the more costly it is to use a supercomputer.
Yep, and that's not going to be fixed till 2.0 comes out, hopefully next year when they move the proof of stake.
And then I wonder next how this bridging goes. Because I do like the idea of using the Ethereum network, but I would prefer to go in and buy cheap coins like Ubiq that are technically just clones of Ethereum. And as soon as they get that bridging system up and running, then I can go and use the Ethereum network all I want, but I can pay in cheap Ubiq coins. So I don't know how that plays out. I agree with you. If anything, what I think is, in the short term, you might actually see this. But over, everybody on the site knows about the 22, 23 Benner chart we've been passing around. And we all know that 22, 23 is not supposed to be that good of a year from the 4-year cycle. So put it all together, I wouldn't be surprised if those kind of issues are resolved in that 22-23 period. In fact, I even told somebody today, because we're kicking around the whole NFTs and all that kind of idea, we want to create like a coin pusher video game in Decentraland in our little booth. And we did have somebody reach out to volunteer to help build that, so I was really impressed with that. But the point right now is everything's so damn expensive. And I said, well, my hunch is about 1 year from now, maybe about a year and a half, we'll actually be right back at the bottom. Just like January of 2019, we were right back at the bottom. And you couldn't give crypto away in January 2019. So my hunch is it would be in those kind of windows that we actually see what the next future of this industry look like. For now, I think we are caught up in the NFT orgy. And we're caught up in the Bitcoin ETF orgy. And we're caught up in the how many stimulus programs have to be done before the bankers are going to stop diluting the currency kind of environment. Those are the really big issues right now. And my hunch is that, and it's interesting. Did you guys listen to that Kawasaki guy, rich dad, poor dad guy? Holy moly, he's calling for a crash here in October. I don't know whether we get the crash, but I wouldn't be surprised if 22-23 is a bit bumpy here, guys. So just be forewarned. Enjoy the rally while it lasts. Who knows where the hell this shit's going to go. And like I said, if we get that moonshot, that would be the perfect end to these 4-year cycles. That would be perfect. And, of course, I think that would be a great profit-taking opportunity. And that's what I'll be doing. So just FYI. Okay, what do you think, guys? Shall we call it a night? Is there another one you want to sneak in here, Nick?
I have lots. We can end that.
Okay, we'll wait till next week for the next one. All right. Thank you again for everybody. Thank you, God, for giving me this opportunity to be able to do this. And I never really talked to you, God, directly, but thank you very much for this opportunity. See if I can continue to try and make a positive difference in this world. So PMA for the win. Good luck, everybody. Try and play from a position of strength. Don't chase, and have yourselves a good evening and afternoon wherever you are in the world. All right, everybody. Who's going to take us out this week? I think I'm going to give the job to Derek because he's so over the top boisterous. So I don't even know what's the native language of Maryland.
English, I think.
Okay, fine. So in English, Maryland
American.
English, the only thing left for TRI's Crypto Top 100 Cryptos to say tonight is...
Slonga fall.
Oh, that's good.